4 on the left. They're pushing left. I got a flag beyond the garage. Hey guys, Tang with Fox Airsoft here. And today's video is going to be about the M14 series. Now, if you recall in a previous video, on a $200 mystery box, I got an Echo1 M14 for myself. It's a great gun. I've had one before, but since I got one as a gift, I thought it'd be great to make a nice in-depth video, both reviewing it and also showing some gameplay as I end up using it on our local field. So this is going to be done in parts, so you'll see me jumping around as far as when and where this was shot. Hopefully that's not too confusing, but wanted to give it a nice thorough review of the Echo1 series and M14s in general, so you know the quirks and little things that make the M14 what it is. Before we start though, if you like what we do, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Subscribe, share with your friends. We really appreciate it, and we like that you get the word out, and it helps us keep doing what we're doing. All right, so let's get into it. So for M14s, it's not like the AR M4 platforms where a lot of them kind of copy or take the same systems and are compatible. M14s are kind of a different beast altogether. Today I have my Echo1 M14 here. There's a personal one that I own. It's probably my second or third M14. I chose this one because I'm familiar with it. The parts are easy to find, at least for me, and I thought they performed great out of the box. You'll see in some clips I show later that I'm using this pretty much bone stock and getting some pretty good range kills with it out in the field. So between different M14s, you have mainly the Echo1s, SEMA, Lancer Tactical, those kinds that all borrowed from the Tokyo Marui system, which is going to use a version 7 gearbox. There might be some minor changes just to reflect some of the individual factory choices, but for the most part, it's going to be a version 7. That means it's going to use a different set of gears than your typical version 2, version 3 gear sets, and it's going to run a short type motor here and a lot of different small bits like the nozzle and cylinder head and so on. If you're running the G&Gs, or maybe you have some old classic army or something, they're their own kind of gearbox that uses normal sized gears and a different type of hop up altogether. The magazines for those will not be compatible with the ones that I highlighted for this first group. So what I have here, I started with a full length M14, not the EBR model, but the old school version. This one's model JP46W, which is the fake wood version. I have since camoed it with some spray paint. I've added some little scuffs and wear here so it looks a little bit cooler. I added a sling, kind of an old school M14 M1 sling, and then I added a scope mounted an optic. The shoulder thing that flips up is where you access the battery. I've converted to Deans just to lower the resistance and improve my electrical system a bit. So like I said, this gun's going to be bone stock. I plan to upgrade in increments in the future, but I like to use the gun first to see where it stands. And so far I've actually gotten probably 3,000 or 4,000 rounds out of it playing on the weekend games, and I thoroughly enjoy it out of the box. Obviously you can do things to improve trigger response and stuff like that. So this gun shot 400 FPS out of the box on 2.0s, which is pretty close to our 1.5 joule limits anyways. I'm running this as a rifleman so I can retain full auto, and I'm running a red dot sight, typical NC Star red dot. The reason I wanted to do rifleman on this is I wanted to take this up close, even though it's a long gun. I don't like having to draw my pistol or switch out in order to engage people that rush me. I like to play the objective more, so you're not going to find me hanging back for too long. I get impatient and I kind of want to get some action, so I like to be able to engage up close. So as you can see at the various ranges, I'm getting a lot of good kills. I can be flexible in how I move and play. I still have full auto, so I can use it to suppress or cover my teammates or cover an objective pretty easily when I'm out there alone.
Nice trade.
Future mods, I'll probably add a tight bore after all. As typical for most of my stuff, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I tend to do basically what is our accuracy package upgrade, which would include a new bucking and a tight bore barrel 603. Then I would probably upgrade the motor after that. Now, most of the time I'm running an 11.1. People kind of are concerned if you run 11.1 without a MOSFET. Personally, I think it's fine to run. You just got to replace the trigger contacts, which does require gearbox work. But when it comes down to it, A MOSFET, when it fails, presents as many problems or its own set of problems when you run that versus a gun that doesn't have it. I've had MOSFETs fry, I've had MOSFETs malfunction. I've also had a lot of good luck with MOSFETs. So it's a mixed bag, but for a gun I just want to grab and play and just run every weekend without really thinking about an extra set of problems, I'm gonna go and keep this one without a MOSFET, at least for now. On the plus side, if you're a high cap user, M14 mags or magazines of similar size are gonna hold anywhere from 450 to 500 rounds. Mid caps will be in the 140 to 190 round range. The magazine release is a paddle type. You're gonna grab the magazine and rock it out. And you'll rock it in much like in an AK, where you roll the front in first, find that lip, and then click it in. I found that on the M14 from G&G, it's a little bit trickier. There's like a little detent that you have to catch just right, otherwise you're gonna miss it. You select your here, you rotate back. That's for semi-auto. Rotate it forward and you get full auto. On the G&G M14s, you have to push inward first before you can rotate. It kind of locks out, and you'll see an A there on the back of the selector indicating auto on those. The mock charging handle doesn't do anything really, it's just for looks. Your hop-up adjustment is actually in the mag well here. There's a wheel here underneath. You can access it with the magazine in, so you can shoot and adjust, but you have to kind of reach under here. The iron sights have windage and elevation here. The M14 sights are very tiny, but very precise. Safety is underneath here. All in all, that's the M14 in a nutshell there for me. I find the range and accuracy very good for a lot of these guns, even the G&Gs and the Echo ones and so on. As far as if I had any complaints about the gun, really it's more not so much about the brand or the make or how they made it. It's more like quirks of the M14. Very common theme is they're very long and heavy. Finding an optics mount is a pain. You know, if you want to mount a suppressor, different flash hider, you have to take this off and kind of account for the extra length. The stock is not for everyone. It's definitely set for like a larger frame person. All right, guys, that's my M14 summary in a nutshell. So great gun out of the box, solid shooter, didn't have to do anything. I ran it mostly stock throughout the time that I did the video. And you'll see that it's not really about upgrading the equipment, but how you use it. But if you desire more, that option's available to you in this platform. Two things before I go though, and I know you're gonna skip forward, but please bear with me. Helps me out if you watch and actually listen. Two things is, one, appreciate you watching, of course, and we really appreciate as a small business your referral. So if you can share our videos, let your friends know about us, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. Second thing is, if you are a US or Canadian resident, we do have our new contest up. We're giving away a G&G ARP9 in fire. That's the red colored version. Be sure to check out our contest there. Go to foxairsoft.com where you can enter for free. All right, guys, that does it for me today. Appreciate your time and watching. Thank you for the comments, and I love interacting with you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.